You guys. Your girl's having a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna see if we can get it figured out. As you come into the room, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, comment in the comment section, turn your notifications on, all of the things. Lord, fix it, Jesus. And the Cash App is there for those who would like to partake. I'm going to start bringing my ladies up and we can start to talk about it as I try to figure out how to get these slides up because, StreamYard said, we having a problem with slides. And that was 2 days ago and I still can't get them up. So I'm going to bring my first lady up. It is your favorite diva, Nita.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, baby, they can see you in the back.
Lord.
No.
And also we got Shayna_MCD.
Hey. Nita taking a break today?
Not forgetting. I think she's not feeling well. So she's going to get back to me, but I guess it's a negativo. It's just us. I'm trying to figure out how to email these slides to myself so I can pull them up that way. Times. Good times, because this is what I'm paying all my money for.
Exactly.
But I digress. Oh, and is it that's all we send at a time? Great. Such fun.
I've been tweeting them all weekend. This May.
Oh my gosh. Because I saw that up there like 2 days ago, but I'm like, oh, okay, it'll be fine. But then I made new slides for the reunion, and so it'll pull up the old ones, but it's not pulling up the new ones. I thought we had got our life together in 2 days, but clearly we have not got our life together in 2 days. And my phone is freezing and I'm aggravated. Let's come out. Anyway, I kind of did like a little live watch along thing, if you will, already, but I still had to end up going back and taking notes and everything. So what were your thoughts on the reunion? Nita, we'll start with you first. I'm sorry.
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was a little underwhelmed. Sorry if y'all hear something in my background. Washing clothes, all the Sunday things, washing dishes. Okay. So I was a little underwhelmed because I felt like they included a whole lot of stuff that we didn't need to know. And there's a lot of stuff that they really could have talked about and really should have focused on. So I was kind of irritated by that. But I thought it was okay for the most part. I think we got some really good answers with this whole Tim and Alex situation. I was a little bit more clear on that. So, I got a little something. So.
Yeah, I think we're so used to them doing this and so used to them playing favorites because you could tell who Vanessa's favorite was. And and that's what we went with. Shayna, give the people your comments. I'm going to come off screen and try to figure out these slides. Your thoughts?
I just thought it was a little lackluster. It wasn't given. I didn't think it would give anything anyway because Nick and Vanessa are the hosts. I mean, they did a little bit better last time, but this time they filmed too soon. They didn't show any clips or anything. Like, just pull up TikTok, if nothing else. But they're really trying to make Ashley and Tyler a thing. Like, they're trying to make them a love story that we don't want, and they don't realize that we don't want it. So, and like you said, they got favorites. So the whole Hannah situation with Nick was just crazy. Like, they're biased, and it just wasn't really giving anything for me.
Right, you are absolutely right. That whole Tyler and Ashley thing, I was disgusted. I watched it again right before the show, and like almost like gagging. Like I just could not understand. She's like one of those girls that's like you just can't tell them nothing. You can't tell. They got to find out shit stink. I mean, stuff stink. You got fat meat is greasy, and I was just like, girl, she just, I don't know. It just, I mean, like,
but the fact that her mom was just sitting up there, like, and I'm gonna stand beside her, and it's like,
listen,
girl,
it's a mess.
I just can't stand. I can't stand stupidity. I just,
Yeah, I mean, it was just dry and just Just what everybody complained about. That's why we want new hosts.
Amen to that part. Amen to that part. Hey, Vic.
Hey
Hey,
Jay. Hey
hey.
Tamika.
Hit that like, you guys. Yeah. I guess. Look, am I gonna start talking before? I guess. Yeah. We'll.
Yeah, go
We'll.
ahead.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to get these doggone things on its
So we still got
so
the next one to do. So
angry with freaking
What I
StreamYard.
what I normally do, Miss Kira, is like just pull them up and kind of share the tab or share the screen.
Let me see if I could do that because I just finally saved them all, but now I'm like, I was gonna try to put them in a folder so it'll be easier to get to. But the computer's like, "What are you, girl? What you doing?" And I can't. So we, like you guys said, we did get some cast from the past, which I really didn't care about. We got some good faces from AD because that's what she's good for. And Marshall was there. He was always good with the faces. And then Nancy asked a question that was relevant to what we were going through, even though she kind of interrupted in the middle of a thought. But I feel like when it comes to them, that perhaps they should just maybe do a separate episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, do a separate episode if you want to have the past cast. I don't even know which order these are in.
Yeah,
is it like a
absolutely.
budget thing? Like why do we keep
no
including
idea.
them? Nobody wants to see it. No one cares.
Right. And I mean, people they clamor for Love is Blind. They could easily just go back and give us separate episodes of
They
catching
could
up
have
with.
put it in the wedding episode. Shoot.
Exactly. Right.
They used to do like a where are they now after each season anyway. So it's like now we just want to just throw it.
Yeah.
We spent for like 40 minutes talking about Zach and Bliss. Like I don't. I mean, congratulations on the baby. I don't care. And then they brought up Lauren. Like who was that? I forgot. We so far removed. She from season 1. It's season 25.
Oh, Jessica.
Who cares? Oh yeah, Jessica.
Yeah, season 1.
She said, "Look, whatever her name was."
Like, we don't care.
We don't care.
I didn't even recognize her. So
Yeah, no, I didn't either. And I was like, okay, she got married. That's great. But she didn't even meet her husband on Love is Blind. And then, they had the baby. And I'm a sucker for wedding and babies and all of that. But we just had we had time to spend on other things. So I was like, I don't really know why we're doing this here. But here we are. Both of the married couples had on black and gold. So I thought that was cute. And I was going to go through the fashion as we went through each couple. But Lord only knows if I ever get a picture up on the screen. We'll find out. Nope, it ain't working that way either. I tried. Let's try it this way. So we got some dad jokes and some science puns from Mr. Nick, and Taylor and Garrett were up first. Let me see if it's gonna let me do it this way, child. Lordy McLordy, Lordy, Lordy.
try what Nita said and just share your screen.
I can't even find where I saved the daggone things at this point. That's the problem. I just sat here and downloaded all of them. Sure did. Sure did. Well, let me see. Is this it? Nope. That's not it.
While we're waiting, do you think that, I think people are going a little too far talking about this Garrett glow up. How do you feel about this thing on, with this glow up that Garrett has? All he did was just,
grew his hair out.
Garrett. Now I'm trying to remember Garrett.
Garrett is Taylor, the long one, Fashion Week, the boring couple.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, he just grew out his hair. I mean,
right.
Fine, but it's not. But Nick was also doing GQ photo shoot, so it's like, what's going on here?
Oh, yes. He sure was. Oh, child, we just want to talk without pictures. So she had on, because I can't even get the doggone thing up. Hold on. Oh, you know what I did wrong? I think it's this. I don't even know if that's the right one. We're gonna save them to everywhere. But the first couple we had was black and gold, and that was Taylor and Garrett. I thought that she looked very nice. They're still going strong. She says he is still showing up for her every day, and best friend. They are taking fishing trips, and he's been fishing with the guys. You know, it's always not much to talk about when we start talking about Taylor and Garrett. That's what I was trying to give us something to look at, but we got nothing to look at. What else? Oh, at the end, because I had to double back. The dad says that Netflix saved him some money in that wedding. I said, I know that's doggone right.
I know that's right.
Extra honeymoon, Dad. I know they gave us a honeymoon, but you know, since you saved the bucks, can we have an extra honeymoon? We find out that they are living in Fredericksburg, which we knew they were going to be, but they have decided that they are going to move to DC. I don't think that was much of a compromise. They said they've been traveling abroad and they spent a lot of time in San Diego, but like we said before, we knew that was going to be a hard thing for him with his family being here. That's why I don't think it was really much of a compromise, because Fredericksburg and DC, I feel like that's like a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like California is all the way on the other side still. So while it's better for him, I'm hoping that it works out okay for her and that she doesn't have a problem with it in the long run, because we're all so far away from that. We also, like you said, talk about the glow up with Fashion Week. Taylor says it was all him, but she saw the potential. He says he had an interest in fashion, but now he has someone to look good for. So they kind of just want to vacation and spend more time with family and be less rigid with the structure. What were you about to say, Nita?
I was just about to say about the thing. I feel like Garrett kind of not played her, but he was kind of like playing chess, not checkers, and the way she folded on that San Diego, I said, "Oh, let me find out." Garrett got a little play.
Listen,
it's just like you said, it wasn't much of a compromise, and I thought she was kind of on that. So I was like, okay. All right.
At all.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. Everybody made a big deal, like, oh, she's making a move somewhere that's going to be a deal breaker, and they ain't even end up moving nowhere. So,
right,
all that for nothing.
That's what I thought. I thought that was going to be their problem, because that's like a huge move. So to move all the way over there, I was kind of like, oh, that's what we're going to do. But why are they being that?
I mean, her parents are in San Diego. They don't seem too warm to me. Like, so I feel like, I mean, what you gonna be missing? You're not gonna be missing for so much. It's not like y'all having parties and y'all.
Are they together or not?
I think they said that they're divorced.
He put his arm around her. If you noticed that, he did put his arm around her. And when she was kind of getting choked up, he kind of like put his arm around her. So it came off a little different than what it did in the episodes.
Yeah, I don't even remember them saying that they were divorced, but somebody told us that. So I was like, oh, all right, I guess they're divorced then. Because when we had the wedding one, they were like, oh, she don't like that man. And I was like, oh, I guess not.
Hey, Chris Nicole.
She definitely had a look on her face.
Right.
Moseying on, child. Moseying on. I'm going to get it up here eventually. Until then, we just going to talk about it because ain't nobody got no time to wait.
I thought she looked beautiful in that dress.
Taylor,
yeah.
Stunning. I said she looked beautiful in that dress, Taylor.
Oh.
She did.
I really did like that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites also. Look, I wish that we could see it, but that's on me. That's on me. I mean, well, it's let's see. It's really on StreamYard, but
Yes, Chris, you think so too? Yeah, I thought it was beautiful.
And I've got people standing in front of my door. So yeah. Outside in the hallway in front of my building. Yeah.
It's not that bad though. It's not bad.
Okay, it's distracting. And my kids aren't even in the room. That's people.
Look, it's a lot going on.
The child talk about it. Talk about it. Oh, Shayna, come off of that. I hope I didn't take her off, child. Yeah, most of the ladies did look good at the reunion. Listen, usually don't never be nobody out there. Now, like I'm having my own little problems, and people decided they want to be outside. Child, I don't even know.
It
I done
always
save everything to the computer and can't figure out where the heck I saved it to. So there's that.
oh, she said
Anyway,
she's
yes, Ashley did look beautiful in her black with her gold little spiders on her. She has spiders right on her shoulder.
mm-hmm.
Um, she
Miss
looked
Kira,
good.
Shayna says she backstage. You see her?
Oh, I kick her off? That's
I
what
don't
I
think
was saying.
she might have lost her connection.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did I? That's why I saw her going, and I was like, dang, did I kick her off? I'm like, child, I hope not.
Yeah, there she go.
There you are, love. So she looked beautiful, but it was a mute point because the whole thing was a lie, a lie. So they're still at it. They've been married almost a year. They say it's been growth, laughter, love, and a learning experience. I say, ain't it though? Okay. Vanessa asked about his involvement with the kids because the streets are saying that it's more than a donor relationship. I'm like, yes, yeah, it really is. What else did he say? So he starts saying those kids and that family. I'm like, wait, you mean your kids and your family? Oh, okay. Did not sign up for this, which they didn't, and that was kind of the only thing that I feel bad for. Really, is the kids. He says that he's trying to protect them, but he's doubling down in what he said, that he was a sperm donor. He helped a friend and her wife start a family, and the wife left her for high and dry, so he voluntarily stepped in. I said, and stepped out. He says Ashley knows all of this, and she is the only one that he owes explanation. So I'll let you guys get into that before we get into what she says, because then she took over and put her, oh, Josie, bring my clown nose out the room. Where's my clown nose? Because definitely
Yes. Come on with the clown nose.
Your thoughts on Tyler's initial thoughts before we get into her.
I'm gonna let Shaden go first because I gotta bring it down.
She said, I got to find the words. I got to find the right words.
No, Chris said, don't they Libra men? I haven't had a good experience with them. Tyler's a Libra.
Yes. The lying Libra is what they call them, which I like Libra women. I have no experience with Libra men. Ooh, child. Look, they have gotten bad reviews.
I feel like at this point, I don't feel no kind of way because Ashley wants to be there. She wants to be a dummy. Oh well, let her.
Like, I know it's like
the only person I feel bad for is the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, whatever. She's fine with him ignoring his children for her, and
that is
because he needs a home.
This made me feel some type of way about her. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I figured she would do this, but it's between her and Jasmine Brown with Cam Newton. I'm like, I just can't catch a break. Like, ooh, lady, stand up.
Absolutely.
Baby, listen.
Even Candy know his name is in the streets, so she don't even watch the show. But if she want to be out here with him, talking about that's my man, that's my husband. Okay, girl, had a life you deserve, girl.
Baby, yes. So she starts talking about she she takes over and she says, who has better insight, me or social media? Social media, ma'am, clearly social media, because you looking a little crazy out here in these streets. She says, don't insult her intelligence. Like, please let me just be a dummy. Like, leave me alone. Don't insult my intelligence. She says she knew he didn't want to discuss it on camera, but she thought it would be inauthentic. She knew he lied about the kids not knowing what he looked like. I was like, the more she talked, the more I was like, oh, girl, this is bad. So I said, so they were playing in our face. She even brings up him being in a single parent household, and it's just giving, she's going to stick beside him. And although she says that she knew it all, and she says that she did a background check when she went on that, I forgot which podcast it was. I don't believe that she knew it all at the time. She might know it all now, but I don't think she knew it all when she sat down on this stage. But in any case, I feel like she's saving face. Yeah, I'll let you guys talk about that before we get into Vanessa's last final thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I got it together. The thing that really like grinded my gears is how Tyler came out there so arrogant and so I don't owe anybody an explanation. I'm like, "Sir, first of all, you're on a reality talk show. I mean, a reality show, game show, talk show, whatever, that ends up in marriage. You do owe us something, okay? You owe them contract, the people, the Netflix people, the people. You owe us something, okay? You're up here getting camera time, so quiet that noise. Then he also says something about those kids. Excuse me, you mean your kids? Those kids? I was like, yuck. I said it was like red flags
That
waving
part.
all over the place. And I'm just like, and Ashley looked a little uncomfortable. She looked like she had her breath, like she was holding her breath while he was talking. She looked uncomfortable. And I guess that's what she was talking about, why she had to bring it on to the platform when they were there, because she wasn't going to be able to hide her uncomfortableness and all of this stuff. But you looked uncomfortable on that stage. Like, you decided to go along with this story? Like, ma'am, what? It was just, yeah, it was irritating to me. But it's like one of those things, if you like it, I love it, or if you like it, you like it. Listen, I just gotta wash my hands of it. But it was so like just gross to me. Like, I'm just listening to the whole situation. I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Mhm. Hey, Heaven's Dresser. Hey, twin. Um, I, I don't know why she would be uncomfortable because Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey are the hosts. So they're not about to ask the burning questions. They're not going to get to the bottom of it. So she should have been real comfortable. She should have been kicking her feet up because nobody's going to. They asked one question and moved right the hell on.
Right.
Like, this is, but him saying, I'm like, the way he's treating his children, how you think he about to treat you and your children when you have children with him? Like, I mean, but you want to lay down with the dog and get dirty, fine, just for the sake of just having a man.
Mm.
But that's on her. But the way he said those children, I don't think she knew everything when they filmed this. They filmed it a couple weeks ago, but she's still defending him now. Like, now
Right.
she just, dignity is gone. She looks foolish. Like, the more you try to defend him, the sillier you look.
Right.
But I mean, she wants to stay with him. Like, just stay, but be quiet though. Stay with him quietly. Let him do all the talking. She doing all the talking for him.
Right.
Well, we got Kira.
We got it up. We got it up.
I'm here. I didn't mean to have that whole thing like that though, and it's aggravated me. But it's whatever. It's there. I don't know why I can't make it no.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
don't know why I
Keep
can't make.
going.
I don't know why I can't make it no bigger. But I digress. Well, let me go in there. I wish they would get out in front of my door.
Yeah, we can hear him. Right, Chris.
I know
We
that's why I
need new
keep. That's
hoes.
why I keep hitting the dog on mute when y'all are talking because it's today is a day, child. Hold on. Now I moved and it's not moving on the screen.
Are you clicking that little arrow that's beside there, right there?
I thought I did, but it ain't. Let's
Oh,
see.
there's something in my bag. I act like I can do it.
Oh, I think I have to do it from over here. Is it coming up now? Did that do it? Nope.
Well, who's up next? Was it Marissa and Ramses?
Yeah. There. All right, let's stop. Let's put my little face back up there. Oh, we had Vanessa's final closing thoughts because you know they just riding for these people. They're riding for these people.
Candy said she can't hear. You can't hear Candy?
No, I think she meant she couldn't hear like the background noise.
Oh.
That's what she was
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Brillo. Brillo don't stop by my channel no more. We might have to get into a little tussle.
Whose channel is he on? Nita's?
Yeah,
he's on mine.
All right, let's see. So she said, what did Vanessa say? You know how Vanessa like to do. She's asking them like, what is the best part about being married to each other? She calls him her calmest love. And he likes that she provides unconditional love. I said, oh, like her dad said, she is a ride or die. Her mom, like you guys were saying about the mom just sitting there stuck on stupid, talking about, oh, I'm learning from them. I'm like, ma'am, are you learning from them? Because
I'm just like, yikes.
baby, it's bad.
It's a little dysfunctional over there.
It's a lot dysfunctional over there. This is the one I was trying to do. And like you said, she was. Oh, I said the mom said she was learning from them, and I am disgusted. Now I said Nick and Vanessa let them slide, and I knew they would. Ashley is squeezed into that dress like she can't breathe, and it's going to her head. And Shayna, I think you have posted that it's given bonnet of salvation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
of salvation.
It's giving us with her sitting there. I said, Lord,
Yes,
Lordy,
that's exactly what it's giving. Honey. Like, we can't make this up, y'all. We can't make it up, y'all. We just can't.
So this is Taylor and Garrett. Sorry, it ain't coming up no better than that. That's their black and gold. And then I was trying to do Ashley and Tyler, but I may just have to keep putting it on.
I don't know. Her
and
dress
taking
kind
it
of looked
off.
like a costume though at the top.
Yeah, it looked like something that I probably seen from maybe Beyonce or somebody like that's what it's giving me. Oh, finally it's letting me move. That's look, done spent all this time on these slides. We're gonna look at these slides. Look at these slides.
Like, but soon you sounded like you at a jungle gym in these slides. Like, oh Lord, let's gather our hands in prayer.
Yes, please. I think I got my act together now. Let's go through the comments really quick. Yep. Natural donors. What up, bro?
I hate it for.
Oh, she said she's on a Zoom meeting and she can't
No,
hear.
she said that's what you need to tell your neighbors.
Oh, right.
Gotcha. There's a bunch of kids out there. That's what it is. And I don't even have that many kids in. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having. That's why I'm like, we just gonna do it this way. So this is Tyler and Ashley, because it's Taylor and Tyler, and it is just confusing you, girl. This is Tyler and Ashley. I thought she looked good. He looked all right, except for she looked like she cannot breathe. Yeah, she is definitely.
Yeah, she was fine. Standing up is fine. Sitting down is like, ooh, it's a little too tight, honey.
That's why when you said bonnet of salvation, because the way she was in the bottom corner, the way she was holding on to that man's leg. I said, man.
Oh,
she just looked like she take one deep breath. It's like everything on just.
Yeah, I was so uncomfortable. I was like, girl,
because
I'm like, you know, sometimes when you're like lying or you're trying to omit the truth or something, like sometimes your nervous system will get a little, you know, like So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was just dressed too tight.
Baby, listen. All right, let me see. No, why won't I take it? Okay, leave that up. There we go. And now we got Ramses and Marissa. We are making the best of it, child. Noise, Google Slides be darned, okay? What are we thinking of Marissa's fashion? Ramses cut off his 2 locks, so or at least that we can see.
Thank goodness.
Right.
I think Marissa looks nice. Ramses looks like how I expected him to look.
Right. He looked like he was auditioning for Beetlejuice. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, I don't know if he's trying to make a statement. I mean, he looks how I expected him to look. His hair looks better though.
Yeah, because they kept putting up old pictures of him and saying, "Oh, Garrett had to glow up, but look at him." And I'm like, those are old pictures y'all are pulling up because I wanted his Instagram. I'm like, those are old pictures. He looks fine. He cut his little 2 locks off. He looks okay.
Yeah.
Right.
At the beginning, we saw Mama with the scissors. Mama had the scissors. But Mama ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing.
Right. All she did was make crazy faces.
So they
I guess she said was her daughter was embarrassing her. What's she supposed to say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
even before she embarrassed her, she still kept it cute, I would say. So they're discussing the breakup being hard to watch and relive, as it was very hard for the viewers to also watch. He says it was hard to watch her fall apart. And Nick is kind of asking what derailed it. So he sticks to the whole, it's her balance and her energy. He says that he realized that one day if he moved forward, he would be exhausted and overwhelmed, and he didn't want to change her. I'm like, yikes. So her mom, whose name is also Vanessa, which I did not realize, she said she went and spoke to him even though she wanted to punch him in the throat. And she says she's thankful he called it off, that Marissa would have carried the relationship. He should have been honest about the first doubt instead of reassuring her. And I said, I agree.
Yeah.
She thought you were the one, and you broke her. I had to pick her up, and then you walked away and cried like you were the one hurt. So he looked kind of beat down, like he didn't really have that much to say for himself. He looked like he wanted to cry.
Yeah,
He didn't
his
want to
eyes
say
were
much.
red. Did you notice that? His
Yeah.
eyes were red. I was like, what is going on? Did he get into some kind of tussle or something before he came?
Maybe she kicked his ass backstage. and we didn't know. Mama said, you're going to get this scuffle real quick, and you better not go out there and say nothing silly.
I think he was just trying to play on sympathy so the crowd can feel sorry for him. Like, I was hurt too. Like,
That's
nobody cares.
He could have. I didn't feel bad for him. No, I just was like, what is going on? You don't got no fight left in you,
I was not moved.
What about Nene and the niece that called you or whatever had called you on the phone? No, nothing? Oh, okay. What about
because you know when they think they're going to have the bad edit or they're going to look bad in the audience eyes, it's not going to, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, love is like, they know they want to be famous. And if you get the bad edit and you turn out the villain, and it's just not going to go well for you. So maybe he was just like,
he said, yeah, I'm not about to keep that same energy. I'm gonna just pass on it.
Right.
So he says he agrees he should have been forthcoming earlier, but it took him some time to arrive there. I don't believe that. She feels like she didn't have a say, and he was kind of selfish in how he handled it, and like they didn't get a chance to address it, because by the time they addressed it, I guess he was already done. So Nick tells her she's beautiful, and so it's her energy. Don't feel like you did anything wrong, or there's anything wrong with you. And she does have a new man. I put a little picture of him down here in the corner that we ain't even talk about. And then he says he wants to clarify the contraception conversation, that he didn't give her an ultimatum, which I think that's a lie. Like from what we saw, that's kind of what it looked like. He says her reasons were valid and it was a nuanced conversation. They came to a solution that worked best for them, and he wasn't being bratty about condoms. I said, that's how it looked. And then when she did the Glamour article, she said that they basically like used the rhythm method. So what are you saying? You still got what you wanted out of the situation. How is that a compromise? But any final thoughts on Mr.
Didn't she admit to going back and doing the grown up?
I was gonna get to that next when we got to Hannah and Nick, but yeah, she did admit to spinning the block. She liked what that man was working with on her.
She did.
And I think he the same with her, but he just was like, I can't do all of it. Like, oh my God, turn that energy down. Just jump on it and go somewhere and lay and go to sleep. Like he didn't want all the extra stuff.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have my track shoes on, but I thought we were just talking.
Right. It was just one little comment. Anyway. Okay. Shani, your thoughts on Ramses and Marissa?
None. It was just that one comment she made later on, but I mean, nothing really to see here besides the same old, same old. I don't really feel
this was very
especially the way she was acting with Hannah. It was just like, girl, I don't see it from Marissa now.
I have so many notes for the Hannah and Nick thing. It don't even make no sense, because Ramses and Marissa, it was like not much to talk about. Same thing with Taylor and Garrett. We slid by Ashley and Tyler, which I knew that they were. I'm like, these people have the most going on the blogs, on social media, and they got the quickest amount of time. Now we're coming up on Hannah and Nick, and we spent so much time just spinning the narrative, and we just stayed there for forever in a day. So I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're going to do. Let me see if I can move this properly. Lord, thank you, Jesus. There we go. So we got Hannah and Nick. What are we thinking about their looks? Because instead of like, I just slide by slide, I don't want to do no whole separate slide for the looks. She lost weight. I think she looks good. He looks, I don't know about these shoes, but what you felt the fashion?
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of lost his luster for me. Like I felt like he looked better in the experiment, but I don't know. I wasn't getting the same type of I don't know, the charisma, or I don't know, something wore off. I think Hannah beat it out of him. So
he had some better pictures. He had like some little glow up pictures too, some GQ pictures. I don't know why this is what he looks like, but okay.
yeah, on that reunion, it just was not given. But Hannah
Splat.
looked amazing. She looked good. I almost thought she got some work done, but I think me and Shayna figured out that it was
I think she just lost weight.
some weight loss, some
Mm-hmm.
major weight loss. So she looks great.
Yeah, because I saw somewhere where she said she did get work done, like on her body, but she nothing on her face.
Oh,
Besides, I guess, an attempt for lip fillers. I don't think them lip fillers last because she still don't got no
Look, my
lips.
son bought me my nose. This is
yes,
for Ashley.
that's for Ashley.
She had her red clown nose
So you
on.
could throw it on just a touch for Marissa.
We can.
Really, everybody can.
I
I
can
don't
sit
wanna
here and
give it
talk
to- I
with
don't
you
wanna
on the
give it
whole time with the Hannah and Nick thing. It definitely would be on for Marissa. So Vanessa starts off by calling her direct, and I said, "Why did you ever say that?" Because we stuck on this direct word for like forever and a day. And she asked if she's like if she kind of regrets it, or that she might have been too direct, or she's trying to give her the opportunity to clean it up, but she's not. Hannah ain't is flying right over her head.
She not catching what they.
Because this was the first time. So she doubles down and says, I need to work on my delivery, but I'm just direct. I'm direct. And he agreed that her delivery was off, but he found some of the things she said to be untrue. He says he didn't like her saying that they weren't on the same intellectual level, financially literate and respectful. He says she tell her friend the reason that she loved him is because he treated her right and was respectful. But then when they broke up, she told him he wasn't respectful, but he said she's entitled to her opinion. He just saw it different. So then again, Vanessa gives her another opening to apologize. I said, child. So I said, you can tell that she's one of her favorites, but she just keeps saying that she's direct. And eventually she kind of musters out like half an apology, like, I'm sorry, over her shoulder. Like, no, you didn't throw that apology over your shoulder real quick and just, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am. So she says, she's been working on herself, and Vanessa's asking her if she loves this version of herself. And I said, she lost all of that weight and she is still insecure. Right. So now he tries to take up for her and says she's fantastic and tells people to cut her some slack. And I said, baby, why he say that? Because she was like, so why are you liking the negative comments then? So she reveals that she went through his work notebook. I said she is forever violating this man's privacy. She found 3 entries. So I got my little checklist here on my slides. The first one was to sell 2 homes this year, be in the best shape of his life, and be the most famous person ever on Love is Blind. Now, I know we're supposed to be bothered by that, but Hannah, that's also what you were going for. That's why you quit your job. So I don't like, I don't know how hard I'm supposed to be on him about that. He says that this is his 90-day goals. And he's like, I knew it was there and it was what it was. This is when Marissa jumps into the conversation and says that some of the things he said that she said she was offended by that because some of them came there for love. Girl, please. And this is kind of where I started to lose it for her, taking up for her friend that she's no longer friends with, because now she's on somebody else's podcast saying that they done bump heads after the reunion. So Nick says, he's genuine. And Hannah said awful things. Supposedly he said awful things behind her back, but so did she. So I'm like, I don't know, we're supposed to be mad. She's like, well, I felt like you were a foot, shorter than me, even though you weren't. But he called her a grenade and ugly. I don't watch Jersey Shore. I had to get with I'm like, grenade? Are we built like a grenade? But fine, figured that one out. And a bunch of things on camera. And she just didn't. He get on camera and say, "Oh, nice things about her." So she was trying to figure out what's going on. Marissa's like, "Well, I'm not the only one." So he says that he and Marissa dated for I guess a pretty far in the process, and that she knows his heart, but Marissa was not trying to let up. So they're kind of looking to the guys, and Steven, basically from Monica, has to kind of admit that, he was pillow talking and he had kind of gave up the business to her. And then Alex, like, you did say she looked like a grenade. I said, oh, doggone. Somebody said he rated her a 5 out of a 10. Whole time, Nick is just trying to protect his image here, child. Because I'm like, what do you want? Yeah, I said she was ugly. Like, what do you want? What do you want the man to say? So Gary is like, listen, this whole thing is immature, and I just want it to be over. And I know people kind of thought he had an attitude when he said that, but at this point, I was ready for it to be over too because we spent far too long on it. But Marissa still got her cape on. She still got her cape on. She calls Ramses out for not saying nothing. So he finally has to chime in and tell him, if there's a time to take accountability. He's like, I did say I was underwhelmed. That's all Nick is gonna cop to. He was underwhelmed. Okay. I'm not gonna say nothing else. She's like, well, why invite me over a month after it wrapped? And that's when Marissa chimed in and says, we do stupid things, we're all human. And we find out that she was still sleeping with that man. She said, I was still effing that man. I said, yikes. And her mama looked like she wanted to knock her head off her shoulders. So, he said that she was projecting insecurities onto him, which she was. And like I said, we spent more time on it than we should have. We finally have the Katie conversation. Let's get into this before we get to the Katie conversation, because that was like only 2 seconds. How do you guys feel about us spinning this whole narrative? And now we're violating this man's privacy again. We're looking at his little handy dandy notebook and his little manifestations and saying that he said whatever. Well, he kept it off camera and she didn't. So I don't. What are your
Exactly.
thoughts?
So am I supposed to really feel bad about that? The way she was punching down on Nick?
Whole
Come
time.
on. No, absolutely not. Y'all not going to sit up here and try to spin him into the villain of this show. Absolutely not.
I was so frustrated.
Yeah,
Shannon,
I think if she wasn't so horrible, then we would have maybe had more time to like spin on his faults and things that he said. But because she has a nasty demeanor, she's rude. Her personality, she's still a mean girl. She hasn't changed her ways. It wasn't like she saw herself and was like, ooh, let me try to switch it up. She still was nasty. And the fact that everybody was defending her, jumping on her, even the men were on her side, it's just like, okay, how did we get here? I mean, he's smart. He kept it off camera. If he wants to be the most famous person on the season, I don't think he is. I think Tyler got him beat.
Yeah. Well, Tyler is infamous.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, they, like you said, they all had goals of being famous. We knew that's what she was doing from jump. Like she came in there like, oh, I quit my job to be on here. So it was like, girl, you had the same motive. Why are you going to call him out for doing the same thing you're doing? Y'all don't like each other. But I mean, he said, of course he was going to say, she like a grenade. Look at all the stuff she said about him from the minute she saw him.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, even if some of the stuff I agreed during the season with some of the things she was saying, I didn't like her delivery, but it's overshadowed by her nasty attitude.
Exactly. I agree.
That's what I was saying when I kind of did the live watch. I said, for as much as she was giving him flack, she never liked how he looked from the jump. And I said, had she liked how he looked, she would have took all of that. She wouldn't have mind his living situation, his finances, that he couldn't boil water. He didn't know what she wouldn't have cared about none of that. But because she did not like how he looked, she decided to treat him this way. And that wasn't fair. And he was, trying to keep it cute. But baby Hannah did not care. She didn't care.
Yeah, I think he wanted to really try to make it to the altar to say no there, and she just made it she's just hard to even tolerate.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. What else? Let's get into this Katie conversation. So we finally had this Katie conversation. And Katie said she was hurt by her saying that she doesn't trust her. She was excited to see them, and she didn't mean to hurt anybody. That they were kind of just addressing what had happened in the pods, because I guess they dated for 3 days and just never kind of came back to the pods. There was no breakup. There was no moving forward. But she thought that Hannah knew her heart. Child, she sent Hannah flowers and everything else. I was like, girl, absolutely not. So Hannah backpedals and says, it was in the heat of argument, and she apologizes and says she trusts her. And like I said, Hannah did not get the smoke that she deserved.
Right.
Any final thoughts on poor Katie sitting there stuck on, and then Marissa's mom leaned over and said something. Girl, they be eating at you a whole. I said, cannot.
It was so funny when they played that clip, and it was like this whole thing where she's like, I don't trust Katie. And then all the cameras just zoomed in on her. And she's like, hey.
I mean, Katie was flirting with him, though. She tried to make it seem like, oh, it was just a harmless conversation. It was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. They was best friends, though. Like, since when? Everybody's Hannah's best friend until they're not.
Child, I said the same thing when we were going through it because I was like, I think on both of their behalf, on Katie's behalf and Nick's behalf, that the conversation kind of went on longer than it should have. And they, but I think I gave a pass because Hannah was busy over there talking about their sex business when that man asked her to. So I think that's why, she kept doing stuff that just made me give him a pass, even though she will be right about things. It was like, I can't.
Yeah. And I wasn't giving him no slack, like, hey, Chloe. I wasn't really cutting him no slack, like, okay, she's right. He's not ready to be married. He's not mature. He can't, he's not ready to be a husband. But I mean, she's beating him down. Like, girl, you're not this catch that you think you are.
Right.
Yeah. And losing the weight and having the same nasty personality isn't going to change anything.
No,
baby, no.
Not at all. Yeah. And then also too, didn't some of the girls admit to Hannah being like mean with them, kind of like mean and
Marissa said she was mean with her, and now they're
right,
not.
but
And
then she defended her, like, girl, well, that's what she get. And her mom, if her mom was really all that, she'd be talking sense to her daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I said she would have got straightened out messing around with me.
Right, especially when she went on live TV saying she was still sleeping with that man. Like, ooh, girl.
Yes. Marissa caught that elbow. I dropped my clown nose on the floor. Marissa caught that L. But that's one of the things, like you said, you were kind of underwhelmed with the reunion. It was just like, we knew they weren't gonna. So I'm like, okay, so Vanessa likes Hannah. Like, what part? Y'all just only watch little pieces of the show. Y'all don't watch the show.
They watch clips. They don't watch the whole thing. And you can tell because
they
don't know
clips,
anything.
Y'all found Hannah likable in the clips. Yikes!
Right. They don't know. I think that's like, okay, everybody's jumping on Hannah. Like, let's throw her, a little branch and give her some rope. Like, no,
she ain't deserve no branch or no rope.
Nothing.
She deserved to be right where she was at. Now, this was a whole colossal waste of time. You guys can talk about Brittany and Leo's looks. I mean, I guess we had to talk to them since they were there. They were one of the 7 couples that they showed us. Because a lot of times they have more couples, we just don't get to see them. So they did show us 7, and then 6 went to Mexico, and they sent these 2 home. Any thoughts about these looks?
I feel like, not the looks, but as far as that story or whatever, I feel like, do y'all believe Nick and that lady about why they didn't get chosen, or like that?
Leo and Brittany.
Like that was BS for me. I don't know.
Do we believe what Leo and Brittany said? Like they didn't get chosen because they didn't have a good, solid love story?
Yeah, something like that. Like I feel like they're so connected to Hannah and Nick's story. I felt like we still should have saw that play out because it could have played out different.
I mean, they only got the budget for 6.
Yeah, because they typically do 5, and they said sometimes they stretch it to 6. So we knew we wasn't going to get 7.
Yeah, they can't have 7. That's why I guess they try to show it just because people are complaining.
But that's why I think people were mad
couples
because you showed us so much of their story between Hannah and Nick, and then Brittany and Leo, and we like how they were all meshed together.
I would have preferred them over even Taylor, and even though they got married, but I mean their story not so interesting. Yeah, I would have picked them over Marissa and Steve. Like there's other couples, but like Brittany said, she didn't even
Monica and Steven.
Yeah, Monica and Steven. But even Brittany, she said, I didn't even say I love him. Like it was awkward at the reveal. So I mean, that makes sense. Like, yeah, y'all aren't going to make it. We already got enough drama going on. So
yeah, we could have plucked out Monica and Freaky Frog Steven and put them in there just to see if it was any like I mean, there was no chemistry, but to see if there was any tension, because I mean, everybody wasn't going to make it to the altar anyway. So
they probably knew they would get some footage from them going to Miami, so they could try to squeeze that in.
And they didn't even really do that.
I mean, what seemed like once they left, there wasn't much to talk about.
So Vanessa, I think, was asking, did you realize how often you spoke about your money? And he says, no, he may have like overcooked it. He says they, like they were supposed to be discussing all aspects of the relationship, but he didn't realize how much he was talking about his money. I'm like, child, they got the best of Leo was all that Rolex and talking. So Tim says he's misunderstood and he's trying to take up for him, but we really don't. We like Tim, just be quiet, okay? But Leo goes and puts his foot in his mouth by comparing the ladies to steak and pasta. I was like, what are we doing here? He says, even he acknowledges that they have feelings, and Vanessa kind of calls him out, like not steak and pasta though. He's like, sorry. So he apologizes for his temper tantrum and admits that he was dumped. I said, yeah, because we all saw it, brother. So you can't do nothing but it. And also that he apologizes to Brittany for his inability to make a decision. She said she hoped that they wouldn't show the reveal. I said, I know, I bet you did. I bet you hoped you popped all y'all stuff out. But she said she wasn't uncomfortable with him. I'm like, girl, that's not what we saw.
Right.
She said she knew that they were the weakest link, so they planned an alternate trip. They had a good time in Miami. And they have fun, even though they knew their relationship wouldn't make it, but they're close now. And I said, what, Leo, why are you sipping on that girl's drink like Sterling? I said, ew. But I think she's seeing somebody and he is single. He's been on the Clock app a lot, trying to rebrand himself, if you will. He seems much better than he did in the pods, but
yes, I was gonna say he's most improved for me, actually.
yeah.
They actually kind of redeemed himself just a little bit, because he was giving me the icks throughout the experiment.
I don't see him. Are we not allowed to say the name or something? Why are we saying Clock app?
Clock, I don't know.
Oh, no, that's what she said.
I don't know, because I think I put it in somebody's comments and it got taken down, child. I don't know. So I just be Clock apping just to be on the safe side. They ain't never
a little nickname for it. I thought it was cute.
No, she was saying. That's how I was like,
they haven't flagged my videos for saying it, but like just to be like with the comment, I said, let me just be on the safe side.
Yeah, can't be too careful.
Because I don't see him no problem. Because like Jessie Wu says and does a lot, and I'm like, you could say that, you could do that. She'd be cursing, she'd be saying everything. First, she was showing the little clips of the video. Now she covered that up with the Love Is Blind side. I was like, you could do. I said, I'm not gonna try none of that because they'll be flag my little video so quick.
No, like I was saying, he doesn't. I don't see him on there. So I don't know. He's not most improved for me, but I'm like the accountability. It's like, well, you trying to do that, so somebody like, oh, he took accountability. Like, look at you. Like, what else can you do? I mean, you watched it back. There's no way you could even say anything. Like, you look crazy in that moment. So it's like, what other choices you have besides just owning it like he did? So I don't know if I think he just saw the reaction and he just.
Sometimes they don't even own it. Hey, Tim doesn't own nothing.
Oh yeah, because look at freaking Hannah. I'm the rag.
Yeah.
I'm the rag. And she would say she's a B, but it's like she didn't care.
Yeah.
She did not care.
She tried to flip it and say like, oh well, Nick did it to me. Leo couldn't really do that. He just had no choice but to own it.
Yeah. Because we didn't really we only got to see that, the pod activity. So there was no anything else where he could like flip it around and be like, well, she said I was ugly. She called me a grenade. No, we just saw you throw a temper tantrum and then y'all went home. Like, that's where we're at. So we get to Monica and Steven. What do we think about these looks? I think all the ladies look pretty good. Steven looked like, I don't know what Steven looked like. But.
I mean, her body looks good. I don't really like to dress like that. No. I don't like it for this. Like, I feel like it's like, I don't know, when I saw closer up, like the material, the sequence, and like it felt like she was going to like a party.
Look now.
But from right there, it looks nice.
I don't know. She just looked stiff to me. I mean, I thought she looked beautiful. Her face, her makeup was looking nice or whatever. But I just felt like she just felt real stiff. Like
that's Monica's personality, though.
That's what I'm about to say. It's part of her personality.
Monica is dry as toast.
How to pose. I don't know how to pose.
I mean, I don't think it's just that. I think her personality is just really just dry as toast, because that's what she was given on the show too. That she had a lot of people didn't like her attitude. Like they were like, oh, she had a nasty attitude too, but we kind of overlooked it because the man.
That's what she told that man to shut up. But then when he started talking, like, oh well, never mind. Now I see why she's going to shut up.
Right. She was obviously seeing and experiencing.
Yeah, she got it firsthand. Right. Yeah. Once we let him talk, it was like, yeah. Like,
there you go. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, because in Cabo, when he first started talking in the room, I was like, oh, okay, Steven's cool. Oh, he's still going. Oh,
yeah, that didn't age well at all.
Jesus. And then she was like, honey, I love you, but I can't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, and it was just the way, because I'm like, okay, but then she didn't follow up with nothing. Like, now you're just eating chips.
No.
Like, did you have something to say?
Right.
But
I
then once
feel
he started
like
talking, it was like, oh yeah,
I feel like how Ramses said he was overwhelmed, like she was overwhelmed. Like he talked so much, he probably forgot what it was that she wanted to say because she was like, "Oh, I did want to say something. I don't even know what it was no more. You just talked us into a
Right.
circle."
It just left my whole mind. You done talk so much I can't even remember.
yeah.
So we
I mean,
get
but he
into
looks nice in his suit.
yeah, his little
His
turtleneck.
little jacket looks fine.
He
Tapping
looks
into
okay.
his 0.3% black side.
I saw that.
Olawan Steven. So sleep study Steven. He has sleep apnea, but he says he isn't on a CPAP machine, even though he was clear for one. Now we couldn't even get the rest of that because Nancy was like, "We want to know about the text." Now we did want to know about the text, but
Yeah, I want to know about the sleep machine
can we
too.
find out why he don't have no sleep? Is he waiting to get one? Like, what? Okay, we're gonna just slide on over that. So he says they were pretty juicy, but he doesn't remember. He deleted them. He says he's still trying to respect the person and taking responsibility for the fact that he messed up. She's like, "Oh, so you respect her, but you didn't." I said, "Oh, this is not going good." So he says they went to dinner 2 weeks. First he said a date, and she was like, "We did not go on a date." So they went to dinner 2 weeks after and talked about it. Which she kind of said that when they had that little like flapper looking party. And then he said he also wrote a letter to her parents apologizing, and she was like, "Is that why you wrote the letter?" So he starts spinning out a little bit, like I can't win, nobody believes me. He's like, "I've spoken to my family, I'm reading books, I went to therapy." I was like, okay, that's nice. So he said he had a moment of weakness. Somebody texted him about a heart condition and then immediately went into fetishes. I'm like, I thought you didn't remember what the text said. Now you remember. Okay, so he says he knew that he basically shouldn't, but he engaged anyway. So then Vanessa brings up the fact that he disclosed that he was a cheater in the pods and it being a red flag. And that perhaps Monica had on rose-colored glasses, which I thought was spot on. But Monica says, the conversation was much longer. I appreciate his honesty, and maybe it was a yellow flag. It was really a red flag, but and she just, didn't think. She just thought she felt like he did the work. I was like, girl, I guess so. So she says she didn't see it coming. He regrets it. He says that he never met the lady. But what did he say? He never met the lady because this is where the lies started to come, and I was having trouble keeping track of the lies. Like he tried to act like this is the first conversation that he had with her, and it was on IG.
Right, and I'm sitting up here. Did you forget that she read the whole thread?
Right. So I was like, wait, what? So he's saying that he never met her. He acts like, this was just like the first time he ever talked to her. And then she was like, no, I was on your IG. I went through the whole thread. It was really long. It went a ways back. So he was like, oh, well, she's somebody I've known for years. So now they never met, but he's known her for years. Child, the lies I was getting tripped up in the lies. I was like, what is he saying? But then he says he doesn't delete his messages. So I was like, oh, really? So you don't delete your messages, but you deleted those? Or you just lying because you don't want us to see them? Like, which you just said two different things in this whole conversation. And he also says he don't have no password on his phone. And I just said, child, do better. I said, without getting into the text, what are we even doing here?
Right.
That's how I felt about Monica and Steven. Any final thoughts on that's
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was contradictory. I mean, his allegations are crazy. Like he has some wild allegations, accusations. So, and then he was like, he wanted to chime in when it wasn't his turn, speaking up, and it's like now it's your turn, and this is the best. You have plenty of times to get your lies together, allegedly. So I was like, that's the best you could do.
And I think that's kind of what bothered me so much. I was like, not you getting caught in your lies in real time, because I was like, but you literally said you deleted it. I never met her before. Okay, you never met her before. That was the first time I talked to her. But no, you had a long thread. Oh, Okay, but I knew her for years, sir.
He can't stop lying to save his life. Like, it's just no rhyme or reason to be lying like this.
Right, this
You're not
pathological.
even with her anymore. Like, now I'm
She's
believing
like
the other
the thread was
accusations.
extensive. He was like, oh.
And did you see that retarded picture of him at the sleep study?
Yes, they had to put that picture up there to
Damn.
prove that he was at the sleep study. I said,
You shouldn't prove nothing. Like, you could be anywhere.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's not even the point. Who cares where you did it? The fact is that you did it. And at first you try to lie and say you was drunk. You can't be drunk at no doggone sleep study. So let's not even do that. But
Right.
like
He
whether
could
it's
have did the sleep study way some other time and just changed the date on that picture.
that's
That
true.
part too.
But to be perfectly honest, it doesn't matter if he was on a sleep study or in the next room. Like you still had an inappropriate conversation with somebody. You got caught. The when, where, and why don't really matter. I was like, yeah, you got busted talking nasty. Can't have a bowl of macaroni around you because here you go.
Oh God.
Yeah, then he made some joke. Somebody said something about meat, and that's what he made the joke. And I was like, I'm not doing this with you, Steven. I'm not doing this with you. So we're getting into our last couple, which is Alex and Tim. Lord Beer. Let's get that. There we go.
Man.
So again, looks. I liked her dress. I was afraid. There was fabric there though, because I did look closely. Because I was like, "Oh, her girl's gonna fall out," and I was like, "Oh, there's a sheer panel there under it." So I thought she looked good. He looked all right. What did you guys think about their look?
I loved her haircut. The hair was
I think she looks really good. I think she looks great.
So,
hey Lauren. Hey Bishop Family Chronicles.
Who cares about he's the villain of the male side for me.
He is. He is.
I thought he was going to cut his hair. Never mind. I'm not even going.
Ooh, go ahead. Talk about it. It's okay. This is a safe space.
I'm not going to go there. But she looks good.
Free himself. Let the
It's
hairline
like
go.
His hairline gets pushed back every time he gets mad. His hairline gets pushed back another inch.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
Right.
So Nick kind of asked to shed light on what we didn't get to see with this disagreement in Cabo. So she starts by saying, they had a verbal disagreement. Her dad was admitted into a rehab facility a week before she left. So now we have 3 weeks of not checking in, and it kind of weighed on her. So she just wanted, the space to shower and go to bed. So he's like, I hold her in high regard and I want the best for her. He's starting out already. He's like, she was upset. She left the party early. So he was trying to catch up to her and be there for her. And I'm like, sometimes you got to read the context clues. Like sometimes people want that. Sometimes people just want you to leave them alone. But I guess he didn't really get that. So he's like, she's crying. She's on the floor and I'm trying to be there for her. He's like, and then it quickly turns contentious. He said it got out of hand from a boundary standpoint, but what happened with the hand on the mouth? Then we had to go back and forth whether the hand was on the mouth, not on the mouth, close to the mouth. But the long and the short of it is, I guess there wasn't a physical altercation, I guess is what they were trying to say. But he's like, I got called out of my name. He's like, and I don't want to get portrayed as an angry person. He says he took the process seriously and he hates that their worst moment is what everybody wants to talk about the most. I'm like, well, sir, that is on you.
Exactly.
So Vanessa's like, well, we couldn't see what happened. So like, this is all we have to work on. And we were interested in the pods and then kind of took a turn in Cabo. He says he's never been in an argument like that, which I do not believe because I thought it was weird when he said he doesn't argue and Alex was like, is that a kind of like an invitation? And I thought she was being immature, which she was, but at the same time I think he just was lying and he just really arguing and just talking. So she said she didn't physically assault him. He agrees. And she said she was trying to prevent production from seeing the argument and she didn't want him to look bad. So she said she wanted to go to sleep and visit in the morning. He says he didn't yell, his voice carries. I'm like,
that's called yelling.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So she says production.
Even when he's talking, like when he talks, he is like even keel. He has like that whole
right.
Like
monotone.
just because I'm talking at a normal level does not mean that I'm not saying effed up stuff. Like, you
Nice
know what I'm saying? Like,
nasty.
yes, yes, yes,
Mm.
yes.
I'm
Similar
going
to
to
like,
talk to you calmly and I'm going to call you out of your name at this tone. So nobody on the other side of the room knows I'm saying nasty things to you, but I just called your data, 304. So yeah, that's the tone.
that's exactly
That's the tone
what
that
he
he
did.
was. So she says that production had to come in and calm him down. And he said he was more offended by being called his name. So Vanessa was like, well, what did you call him? And she was like, after being disrespected for over an hour, I said he was acting like a little ass B. I put it on the screen. I bleeped it out. I said, well, at least you said acting like or whatever. I said,
Yeah.
Right. I
okay.
do play semantics.
Sounds like he was.
Right. I'm like, well, did I lie?
Right.
That's
Where's
crazy.
the
Why would you say that to a man that's trying to love you? I said, come on with the gaslighting. Come on,
gaslighting?
son.
Right.
Oh my God.
Come on. So
Gaslighting. Lord have mercy.
she says, it's crazy how you belittle me. So she's like, why did you have your finger in my face and yelling? Because I didn't want to talk to you. I said, oh, not the finger in the face. We talking about her hand on the mouth, but you got your finger in her face yelling. So y'all both was crossing the line.
Yeah.
So she
That's
said she just
all
wants to shower and go to bed. She says, when you want space, it's okay. But when I want space, not so much. She said, you long-winded and you only listen to yourself. I said, yeah. Thoughts on that before we get into Napgate about the shake up in Cabo?
she was reading him down. I was like, yes, you better do it, Alex. You better stand up for herself. And I
Yeah.
loved every minute of it. I'm glad that she did. And if that argument is any indication of
Mhm.
how he interacts and stuff like that, like when he retells the story, you can tell he's pulling out the stuff that
Mhm.
caused the reaction. He's one of those type of people. Like I hate, like whenever my son tell me a story, I said start at the beginning, all the way at the beginning, and then you tell me. Don't tell me about the reaction. I don't want to hear that. But yeah, he's one of those, and those people irritate me, and I just yikes. Like I said, villain, villain, villain.
Mhm.
And she's not perfect,
No.
not by a long shot, y'all. But in this situation, Tim is worse served.
And I
Like
think that's what he was hedging his bets on, is that people would have such a visceral reaction to him, but he really just did come off as, yeah.
yeah,
Although, let me not say that, because over on the Clock app, there was a lot of people that was in support of him, and I was not.
I
I
saw
was
that.
trying to figure that one out. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I wish you would have downloaded a couple. They was like, y'all just don't know what a good man is and what a good man look like. I said, girl, what?
I would have
Ah,
to scroll through some of them because I'm very like keep my peace. I'm like, because I get irritated when people get under other people's comments, and like if you don't like it, just scroll. You don't have to get on here and disagree. So I'm very just keep scroll. I think Inga sent us like one or two
mhm.
of the Tim fan club. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
For me, just because a man grows up, gets a job or a living, and he has a nice place or whatever, it still does not make you a good man alone. A good
mm-mm,
man has integrity, has
mm-hmm,
character, has the things or whatever. But just because you're an adult who is self-sufficient doesn't automatically make you a good man. And some people, like, just because they think they got a penis and they 6'4" and they black, they just think they a good man,
uh-huh.
Savannah. And no, absolutely not.
Hey,
No.
Monique Nicole.
Hey, Monique Nicole.
Hey.
Yeah.
Showing
Yeah,
some
we
love.
were over. I think a lot of people, like you said, maybe that was the reason we were overlooking his behavior. Because I was like, "What did we watch the same show?" And like you said, that's not to say that Alex is perfect either, because we definitely got to see her flaws on display. So it's not like a team Alex, team Tim kind of thing. But in terms of who was like more wrong, we gonna
Right.
put him just a little scotch ahead, just a little bit. Like she here, he right there. That's
Right.
like the hand in front of his mouth. He here, she right there.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Shayna, your thoughts before we get to Napgate?
Yeah, I was going to say that they both, I hear echo. I don't know if y'all hear it.
Oh,
Let me mute. I don't know if it.
Yeah, they both struggle with communication. Their communication skills are lacking all the way around because there was times where I was looking at her sideways. There was times where, in the end, um, while I really more so was leaning towards Alex and not so much on Tim's side, is just because she wanted to she was like, look, this could be a conversation. We could have had communication about this. We could have talked about this. And he didn't want to do it. It's like, look, you weren't feeling her since Mexico. You should have said that way back when. Like he was just waiting for a time. He's petty. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get you back. He's gonna hold a grudge. If you piss him off, he's gonna hold on to it forever. Like he's petty, he's childish. Like I don't know what you're looking for. You're looking for this perfect person. I mean, some stuff maybe she just should know, like to wash the dishes if he did all the cooking and all that stuff for her family. But it's like he could have told her about that. That's not a deal breaker. If that apartment wasn't a deal breaker, I don't see why not washing the dish. She said she was messy, so like, but I'm like there's ways she could have handled it when they had after the fact. She said, "Oh, I was feeling upset because of my family." She could have just said, "You know what? I just need a moment right now. Like it's not about you." There's ways to go about it where you don't leave somebody in the dark. But also when she needs her moment, he should have allowed that. It's like every time she doesn't want to talk to him, he gets mad and he gets mad. And it's like you're a child having a temper tantrum. He can't even hide his anger. Their communication skills, there's communication on both sides that could be worked on, but at least she was willing to work on it. He is not. So that's my problem with him.
I feel like he partially knew because I kind of felt the same way. Like, can't you just tell him, like, just to give me a little space? But the fact that he was saying he kept trying to figure out what was wrong and he knew something was wrong with her dad, he kept going. It kind of makes me feel like you already know and you weren't willing to give me the space that I was asking for. And she kind of said on that when we get to Napgate when she was trying to eat her food and on the breakup, kind of like you said, closed mouths don't get fed. So yes, you should know if somebody does all the cooking, you should be the one to do the dishes. But that you could be like, babe, I just don't. You can't, load the dishwasher or something like. That's typically how it works, because like even when my brother used to visit and come home from college, I'll whip him up something. He washed the dishes. It just, let's work together, make this thing go smoothly. But
right. Yeah, and I had just put in the comments that what she was asking him to do is just hold space for me. Like it's not like I'm asking you to fix it. It's not like I need you to be my Superman. Just give me so. And Marissa went through the same thing with Ramses, if y'all remember, with the whole thing. And she was like, "I need to go to the bathroom." He's like, "What are you doing in there?" "I'm going to the bathroom." Like, are y'all really like that clingy? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
That is wild to me.
I mean, these two, they're just not compatible. Like, I didn't see any chemistry between them anyway. Like, and then they're not compatible. He needs somebody who, like, is a talker, wants to talk things out right then and there. But there's compromise that he's not willing to do. So he's not ready for, just like with Nick. And Nick wasn't ready. He's not ready for a relationship because there's compromise, there's give and take. Yeah. Like, you just can't have it your way. It's your way or the highway all the time. It don't work like that.
Right.
And I feel like she kind of wanted to try because the fact that she kept saying she saw her father in him. Because first I was like, she don't like this man. And I don't think that she liked his looks, but I feel like she tried because the fact that you even kind of, unless this is all things we saw in the pods, or we didn't see in the pods, she saw that connection between him and her dad. And when they sat down, we kind of talked about what some of those things were. But I was like, okay, so she wants to try to like you, but
Yeah, he did actually have a lot. I said, is he lying? Because like, how is everything that he said is something that her father enjoys and stuff like that. It was just so coincidental to me.
I think when he spoke to her dad and they had that conversation that like she was going to try to work it out, because some people thought she would say no to the altar. I really think she was going to say yes and really try, but for what? Like, if it's like this now and this is supposed to be the honeymoon stage, I don't know what are we trying to do? Like, y'all are arguing in the 2 days y'all know each other. We trying to figure out if you put your hand on his mouth or not.
Yeah, and the fact that she wanted to continue past Cabo because he was ready to go. So the fact that this man was raising his voice and putting his finger in your face and you were still ready to continue was kind of like,
yeah,
that's probably where they should have broke up. But we'll get this. So they get into Napgate. And Nick is kind of asking if, they regret the way things was handled. And then she says, she works a lot. She's in fashion. And that night that she had to bartend for the first time, the parents were there. She said they talked from like 11 a.m. to either 6 or 7 p.m., which I was like, oh, Lord. She said she had to work 9 to 3 and she just want an hour nap before work. So Nick brings up, him asking her dad for her hand, and then the quick breakup after, and he says they bonded over family, and he feels like he showed up for her, but when it was his turn to return it, she didn't. He says he starts to say something about her being in the club till 4 o'clock in the morning, and she didn't text until 10. She kind of is like trying to refute that. I don't really know, and it don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, they never really go over what happened in when the whole clip situation. So she said she was upset when she met the family because he asked the dad for the hand, but he still said he had doubts. So she felt like it was performative, and why get her father involved? And like, if you have doubts, why are we meeting with the families? And you said you love me, but you broke up with me over a nap and dishes. She says the hate that you projected on me was like I took your dog out. When I did my live, I said, "Oh, baby, don't say that because folks get real crazy about their dog." And that man have a painting of his dog in his closet? So she said you used the situation as an out. I said, yeah, he absolutely did. And then Brittany was like calling him out, like, you're laughing, like you're being disrespectful. You're not letting her talk. And I was like, oh, come on, Brittany. He was like, but I feel attacked. Sir, how you laughing and you feel attacked? Tim be doing a lot. So then Vanessa cuts the conversation. I said, even though we just spent forever and a day, were y'all going in on Nick? He was fine with that. But she's like, you guys should speak in private. They're not. They haven't talked. They're not going to talk. They don't want to talk. But she's like, it's just he say, she say. I said, why? Again, why do we have to punch down on Nick for about 27 minutes for saying things about her, but you want to cut this conversation? Fine. Exactly. So Alex says that she's been focusing on her family. Tim said he's built bond with the guys, and a couple of ladies took a girl trip. So this is the kind of the quick little things that we got from these people that didn't need to be there. Jessica from season 1 is married. She got a child. Zach and Bliss named that baby Galileo, and I was very irritated by that. AD is dating and wants to keep it to herself. Don't want to say who it was. She's on the perfect match, but we never discussed that. Nancy moved to New York, and I believe she's engaged. Marshall moved to LA. He's no longer engaged. And then season 6 is in Minneapolis, and we'll see it on Valentine's Day. And we had like 3 people from the cast there. Any thoughts on Napgate, the rest of their conversation, and these other people that, like we said, we need to have a whole separate show?
All these men just want to play victim. It's just like y'all want to come on here, act like y'all are some kind of victims. Like, oh, I didn't get a chance to talk. Like, sir, you've been cutting her off and not allowing her to finish sentences since you tried to break up with her. So it's like you won't even allow her to talk. Can I talk? Can I talk? Can she? Right. And now you want to act like you're some kind of victim. Like, she allowed you to speak. She didn't cut you off. Here you are trying to get some sympathy. Like, nobody cares. Look, you broke up with her. He made the right decision, ended it. And I'm glad he did because it wouldn't have worked. Yeah. And then it's everybody else, even at the cast for the next season. I'm like, it doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look interesting from the few people I see sitting up there. I mean, we're gonna see.
Right. I was like, what was the thought process of the people that they put up there? I was just
I'm like,
they wouldn't even give it. I was just like, yeah, no.
They gave us a little melanin this time to try to hush us up, and then I'm like, why did y'all even pick Minneapolis anyway?
Right. I feel like the most random city to pick.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was trying to think through on the live all the cities. I'm like, we've done Atlanta before. We did Seattle. We did DC. We did Charlotte. And then I couldn't remember the other 2 cities for some reason.
I mean, we could do Arizona. We can't go to LA. We can't go, New York.
And they're supposed to be doing Atlanta again, I thought. But I'm missing 2 cities, but I don't know why we ended up in Minneapolis. We haven't a couple of people coming in my comments on the live, like, what about East Coast, Philly, New York, like this side of things. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Huntsville.
That might be a whole different show, but come on.
You said Huntsville, Nita?
That's what she said.
There's only the same 10 people keep dating each other in Huntsville.
Let's take that now. Yeah. I
was okay. I was entertained. I was disappointed. I feel like it was plenty to talk about. I was all right with this.
I was not that entertained.
They gave us gimmicks and stunts and shows, but I honestly feel like most of what we got was really more so offline than on the screen because it was a lot of, social media.
Even Clay
stuff.
said Nick and Vanessa don't know what they're talking about. I don't want to see you spending a bunch of time talking about. I don't. Why are we talking about what AD's doing? Like, why are we talking about Zach and Blit? I don't want to see that.
Right.
And last
And
season, they kind
then,
of leaned into the social media stuff, like you said, Shayna, on the reunion. And now this year, they kind of
yeah, they didn't do their
like, won't.
homework. It wasn't really y'all bringing on family members and stuff. Focus on the people on the stage. Try to get down to the bottom of that. Like that's what the reunion is for. We used to get excited for reunions. We can't wait to see them to find out what's going to happen. Now I can just go on TikTok and see what's happening. Y'all don't even need to do them. They're going to do interviews afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even. I mean, it wasn't really all that thrilling for me. We can move on to Beauty in Black.
I think the whole thing was because they wanted child, let me get the names right. Tyler, because the Tyler and Taylor of it all is killing me. They wanted Tyler and Ashley to be the next Brett and Tiffany. So they keep trying to sell that to us. So they keep trying to protect these people. We had the most on them. Y'all went into to homeboy Trevor on that last reunion, I guess because he didn't make it past the pods. But now we're just gonna skate past when you just abandoning kids. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Y'all keep trying to sell it to us, and then I see people on social media like, Ashley, baby, you want to be an influencer. Nobody wants to buy anything you have to sell because we're like, we don't.
You blew it.
Right. Didn't they say they were going to do like a golden Love is Blind? I think they should have people on there who are, I wouldn't mind that. It don't got to be like 70. It don't got to be like 70, but I feel like a little
40s,
bit older.
50s.
Yeah, 40s, 50s,
Mm-hmm.
even late 30s, maybe, where you have kids already. Like, we don't got to be trying to be taboo about that. That's why people hiding it because they don't want to tell people they got kids. They want to get on the show.
Yeah.
Let them, the kids is grown, whatever.
Yeah.
You would think they'd be more mature, but the way the Golden Bachelor, I heard that went.
That's what I was just about to say, girl. I don't want to be sitting up here tearing up some old people talking about at your big age. Listen,
You should know better.
Yeah.
What have we learned? Okay. Shoot.
But I mean, no more 20-year-olds, no more 20-somethings.
Right.
You should at least be, if we're gonna keep it going, like 30 and up. Like 20-something is just not, no.
Absolutely. We got the two youngest made it almost to the end. Hannah and Nick was our 20-somethings for this season. Yeah. And I get like we clocked it as we were watching because nobody understand why you would let somebody treat you that way. But when he got on there and said in Cabo, like, I don't want to be talking about, our sexual business on the camera. I got like he was just going to be very concerned with his appearance. So I think.
But the way she even tried to make it blame on her, how could you let me treat you like that? Like, girl, what? Why are you treating him like that? But she is a textbook narcissist.
Child, and it was not attractive at all. So that's
like
all
Diamond
we're gonna
said.
get.
Her inside is nasty. She can change. She's still insecure. She can't even admit that she loves herself. And with a personality like that, like, girl, you're not really easy to love. Your personality is trash.
Yeah. Yeah, because even when Vanessa asked her, she looked like she was about to tear up because, like, she knows she don't love herself. Like, I'm still ugly on the inside.
I can't feel no sympathy. I don't got no empathy for that. I was not moved. Like, girl, your personality sucks.
I'm still ugly on the inside, but I look good.
Right.
And my little red dress, I said, that's quite miserable. Quite miserable. Anyway, anybody coming through on the replay, leave a comment, #replay. Try to help us out here, please. Your girl is on a mission. I know I ain't got to 5 yet, but we still want to try to get to the 1 by the end of the year. Who never knows? It's a month. We, subscribe to these ladies if you haven't already. Nita, what do you have going on your channel?
I'm not producing any content myself. I'm just jumping on lives with people. So I'll be doing Beauty in Black right after this on your channel. Well, our channel. Thank you so much for letting me stream. And then also too, I'll be doing Tulsa King if Inga feels up to it tomorrow because she just said she was under the weather. So
yeah.
There's that. But just keep your notifications on. Please subscribe to the channel. Please engage and comment all the things. If you have any troubles with what I said, you can come for me in the comments. I enjoy doing a little.
Nita said she liked the tussle in the. Oh, look, we didn't use this once the whole time. because I still got it up. I still got it up there, but it just, it was a reunion, so we was just talking through some things.
Right.
Shayna, same thing for you. You want to let the people know anything you got coming up? You doing Beauty in Black 20 times?
Yeah, we'll be doing Beauty in Black next, so stay tuned for that. Love and Marriage Huntsville's back, so I may talk about that. I know I'm demonetized, so I'm not trying. I've been doing more so panels instead of like my own pre-recorded. So I may throw in something just to keep me afloat until the 90 days is up. But Bell Collective is back. Maybe I'll do a live about it. I don't know. So keep your community tabs on, and we'll just figure it out. Beauty and Sisters with Candy Love, Tamika, and Monique 69 Ways on Wednesday. And then I think Vic KJ, and then we're going to do Beauty in Black again. So yeah, we'll be talking about Beauty in Black, it seems like, for a while. Like, he dropped all the episodes on it, so we're just going to keep it going. So be sure to like and subscribe to try to keep us in the algorithm.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, Lord. All right, good people. We are going to try and head on out of here, and we will see you guys